Today we're gonna build some stuff, kind of like adult Lego for cameras. Specifically, we're gonna build a rig for the Sony A7 III. So I got all these parts from Smallrig. They very kindly sent them to me. Allegedly they all fit together and they will build a tank of a camera rig for the Sony A7 III. Smallrig didn't sponsor this video. They just sent me all these things so that I can make a video for you guys about building a camera rig. If you wait till the end of the video, there's actually a giveaway. Smallrig are giving away a gift card and you can buy some of the stuff for this, build your own rig, do whatever you want, buy anything from their website. If you're not familiar with what a camera rig is, allow me to fill you in. When it comes to filmmaking, you often need multiple pieces of equipment, microphones, you might want a follow focus on there, you might want a bigger monitor, and it's really hard to mount that directly to your camera. Really on something like the Sony A7 III, you only really have one place you can mount things on the hot shoe there. So you can't really mount multiple things to this easily. Camera cage, which is the basis for most rigs, has multiple points for you to mount things. So you have something called a NATO mount on here, you have your regular screw mounts, a whole bunch of different ways that you can mount things to this directly, and it allows you to put more things on it. So that's why a cage is a very useful piece of equipment when it comes to building a rig. Another reason you might want to use a cage is protection. So you can see this is a solid piece of metal. When this is around your camera, it's obviously going to protect it a lot more than if you didn't have it on there. It's another reason you might want a cage. So I'm going to show you everything I've got here, and then we're going to assemble it all. I'm going to talk about why I've got that specific piece of equipment as we're assembling it. So let's start with the cage itself. This is a Smallrig quick release Arca half cage for the Sony A7 III, also fits the Sony A7R III. The part number for this is 2238. The reason I went with this one is because you can pop the camera in and out. It's got a little quick release here, designed to fit Arca plates, and if you want to swap between using it for video with everything attached, you can pop it out and now you just have your camera for photos. You don't have all the other things attached. So really nice, really useful to have the ability to do both. So let's attach this on to the cage itself. So there is a plate that comes pre-attached to this. You can pop it off, put it on your camera, and now you can just slide this directly in. And then there's a little lock at the bottom there. You lock that off, and now the cage is on the camera, ready to go. The next thing I have is an HDMI cable mount, or cable clamp, and it attaches on the side just here, just there like that. And basically this stops the HDMI cable from accidentally getting pulled out. It also gives it some protection, so if the camera is to fall over, instead of it just snapping off clean in the port, this is gonna protect that from happening. Now I'm screwing all this stuff on, and you will notice that most of the parts that Smallrig provide, they are all attached with Allen keys. If you don't already own the Smallrig tool that has all these Allen keys on there and screws and a flathead there for just screwing on base plates, if you don't own this already, you should get it. It's very cheap. I already had this because it's a super useful tool that I saw before, and it's very useful. So if you don't have that, I'll put the link in the description as well for you. So let's screw that on. Next up here we have, what's this called? This is called the Smallrig monitor mount with RE locating pins. Now the RE locating pins, if you can see on the top just here, there's a bigger hole with two smaller holes either side. And then if you look on the bottom of this, there's a big screw with two smaller holes on the bottom there too. So it goes in there one direction and screws in. And you can't screw it up because the two smaller holes line up, and I mean it can really only go in one way. So once that's screwed on, it actually goes on really easy. You can use your fingers. You can now see that that just clipped to the top there. All right, next up we have a NATO handle. Specific model number for this is 2187. This is the wooden NATO side handle. So the purpose for this is once it's attached, it gives you a much bigger kind of thing to hold. It makes it more steady if you want to go handheld. So when you're just holding the camera like this, it's smaller. So naturally you might have a little bit of shake. Add this onto it, it's a bigger grip, something to hold on to, bigger, heavier setup, and it's going to be more stable. Now this attaches through the NATO system, which is on the side here. There's a rail and there's a little rail there, and they're kind of angled. Once it's screwed in a little bit, it actually won't come off, but you can still slide it up and down, get it to where you want it to go, and then tying it off. And there you go. And you can see how this is starting to take shape, really. Looks quite nice. Let's just go back. I'm just gonna quickly remove this monitor mount just to show you one other thing here. I also got these things called quick release safety rails. So these go right into the top just here. If you didn't wanna have the monitor mount in there, like I've got, I'll put that back on in a second. So if you didn't wanna have that, you could have this on there instead. You could put a handle on here, like I'm about to show you, and it just makes it easier to hold. So once that's attached, this handle here, which is called, This is called the Camera Camcorder Action Stabilizing NATO Handle, model number 1955, 1955. So again, it's because it's NATO, you can clip it on, tighten it a little bit, and it won't come off. You can still slide it like that, and get it where you want it to go, and then you just tighten it right off. You can see that that's on there tight. Now the nice thing about this is you can slide this around. So if I wanted to loosen this off, which one do we want? That one. I can now slide that handle forwards and have it like that if I wanted to. Still loose, push it back, it could be at the back. And then on the top here, there's actually a cold shoe. So if you wanted to put a monitor on there or a microphone, you could do that too. So, and the cool thing about this as well, I don't know if you can see, it's actually a magnetic portion in here. And there is an Allen key. How does this come out? There's an Allen key in there, which is super smart. For this setup right now, I'm actually not gonna be using this. So let's just take this off. All right, let's put this back on quickly. Okay, so now we have the monitor mount on here. Let me show you how it looks with the monitor on, because it looks good. And you don't have to screw the monitor physically round. It has something there that rotates. Put it directly in the hole and just screw that little cog. And if you decide that you don't like the angle of this, there's 2 Allen keys there. You can loosen those and you can angle this around. I've got it quite tight right now, so you can actually just move it around whatever you want as it is, but you could tighten it off so it's not like that. So there you go. That is the rig that I've decided to use. You can see, really firm. I really like how big and nice that looks. Coiled cable, smaller one, so you don't have cables going everywhere. Pop that in, that's what she said. And into the HDMI clamp there, it only goes in one way. And then once that's in, you can tighten that off, and that holds it in, so you can't physically pull that out. Turn the camera on, and there you go. Look at that. It's a big tank of a cage setup. I really like this. Really, really good for handheld. I feel so stable with this now. Oh yeah, it looks smooth. It's sturdy, it's safe, it's tough. I really like this stuff. Smallrig makes a decent product. It's pretty strong, pretty tough. And as I said, very reasonably priced. So this is a great rig for going handheld if you don't want to put it on a gimbal. If you want to quickly swap between a gimbal, you can pop it out because it's on that Arca quick release system. You can use it for photo, you can put it on a gimbal, you can put it on a tripod, or if you want to just hold it and use handheld, you could as well, because you have the ability to do both. For shooting run and gun, this is really nice. It's not too heavy, but it gives you a solid grip to hold on to, and definitely feel like you could get some way smoother footage with this versus just holding the camera. Also, everything's a lot more protected, other than this side here, but you want this side for the grip. This side's all protected nicely, and I really like that. Okay, the bit that you've been waiting for, the giveaway. And if you skipped to this bit, shame on you. All right, so an $88 US gift card could be yours. Why $88? Why not? 8s are actually a lucky number, in case you didn't know. So yeah, $88 gift card that one of you can win. You can use it on Smallrig's website to buy anything you want. If you want to buy some of the stuff from today, you can. If you have a different camera, don't know why you'd be watching this video, but whatever, you can buy whatever you want. So here's what you need to do to be in for a chance to win the Smallrig gift card. A couple of things. You got to follow me on Instagram. You got to follow Smallrig on Instagram as well. I'll give you 5 seconds to pull them up and follow us. Okay, you done? Good. All right, next thing you need to do. You need to be subscribed to my channel, obviously, and then you need to be subscribed to Smallrig's channel as well. I will put their link down below there. Okay, then the final thing you need to do, head on down into the comment section and put a comment in there about why you think you should win this. And we'll pick a winner from that. We'll use a random software generator to pick a winner. We'll make sure that you're following all the necessary people, myself, Smallrig, etc. And if it's you, then you'll win, and we'll reach out to you and you'll be the person that wins the gift card. It'll be 2 weeks from today's date. So whatever date this video is posted, 2 weeks from then, we'll keep this open. And then in the video after that, I will announce the winner. And if you're watching this in the future and it's past that point, I apologize, but you should have watched it sooner. So there you go, that is me building the rig for the Sony A7 III, the giveaway information. I'll put all the information in the description box in case you forget, in case you didn't pay attention and you can't rewind and watch it again, which you could, but whatever. All the information is down below in the description box. So if you want to win, you got to do all that stuff. and you could potentially win the Smallrig gift card and buy whatever your heart desires on the Smallrig website. Okay, appreciate you watching today. I'll see you guys in the next video. See you later.